Well, good evening, London City. You are indeed in tune and in time for another edition of that super duper califragilisticexpialidocious soul food show. Alongside your boy DJ Val. How are you all doing out there this evening? Gotta give props going out there to my bishop. We are soul. I didn't forget his name. Bishop John Anthony Francis, and of course my co-pastor Penny Francis. This is a show where absolutely anything can happen, and it tends to. This is the original soul food show. I'm here up until 9 p.m. Got some great music. Got a fantastic soul food daily double. Unfortunately, no Tuesday trivia. I know, right? Got Miss Desola. She's going to be with us a little bit later on. So if you want to get in contact with me, please hit me on the also secret WhatsApp number 07960 219366 as we get ready to rumble.
DJ Val, he's your man.
It's the Soul Food Show with DJ Val. It's the Soul Food Show with DJ Val.
Let me tell you about the way the enemy comes. He attacks you in your mind and in your body and soul. He tries to
It's the Soul Food Show with DJ Val.
But know you got the power in the blood of the Lamb.
It's the Soul Food Show with DJ Val.
DJ Val, he's your man.
It's the Soul Food Show with DJ Val. It's the Soul Food Show with DJ Val.
Yes, he is a liar.
DJ Val, playing the very best in Gospels Finest and Rarest music this side of Mississippi.
Yes, he is a liar. to be here where you are. Yeah.
It's the Soul Food Show with DJ Val.
You see me when I'm feeling lost. You hold me when the night is long. You promise that you got me. I'll take you at your word. I will wait. Won't move till you make a way. Got every reason to be unafraid. All over history, you never change. So I will wait. So I will wait. I will wait. You're closer than I know you are. Oh Lord, oh Lord. I won't be shaken in the dark. No, 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 no. You see me when I'm feeling lost. You hold me when the night is long. You promise that you got me. I'll take you at your word. I will wait. Won't move till you do. You make a way. Got every reason to be unafraid. All over history, you never change. So I will wait. I will wait. I will wait. I will wait. I will. Yeah, I only got a minute. Throw me crumbs like a pigeon. You can get up out my business. I ain't get it when I want it, so I'm losing my religion, huh? We don't even give you time to be God. TikTok world, but it got time to reinvent it. Give me vision, God.
DJ Val, playing the very best in Gospels Rarest and Rarest music this side of the Mississippi.
Got every reason to be unafraid. All over history, you never change. I will wait. I will wait.
Your mind, body, and soul.
I wanna see it. I wanna see it. I got a burning inside me. I don't wanna cool it down. No, no, no. This thing is hotter than fire. You see your kingdom come, Lord, Lord, Lord. 'Cause we fed up on the same thing. Wanna move to the realm of amazing. We wanna stop playing church and name thing. Wanna live with the glorious raining down. So much more to see. Surrender totally. We want all you got for me. But most of all, we want your kingdom come. Your will be done. We will get out of the way. Oh, Lord. Your kingdom come. Your will be done. We will move out of the way. If it don't look like Jesus, if it don't smell like freedom, if it didn't drop from heaven, choreographed by the Spirit, if it don't line up with your word, make my spirit come alive. No need to apologize, just move. Look, I know you have your opinions, and I don't mean to shoot them down, but Jesus alone has dominion, and he never steered me wrong. And he said if I seek the kingdom first, and if after him I will turn, he will break every single curse. He'll put Satan's plan in reverse for me. Kira from my mommy. Got firebrand on the beat. Juliet Farrell on the hook. Shotty Tosh in the building.
Beautiful mama, beautiful, beautiful. You gave it all for me. How could I ever repay it all for me? My mama, beautiful mama, you beautiful mama. You gave it all for me. Ever repay? How could I ever repay? My
Mama, Kira from mama. Honor your mother, honor your father. If you do that, you will live long. If you do that, your days will be long in the land. Mother of thousands, mother of millions. Shine like a breaster, millions of breasters. Susie, baby, I couldn't be a day. Oh yeah, come on, it's okay. It's okay. Look, rapapa, okay. Yeah, Kira for my mommy, Kira for my mommy. I was born by a sinner, given birth by a sinner. Mama's tummy was cut open just by a C-section. Gave you headache, naughty boy was I. I love you, my mama, my friend, are you, mama? Raise your hands up if you love your mama. Clap your hands if you love your mama. Mule wave your hands if you love your mama. Yeah. Kira for my mommy, Kira for my mommy.
Beautiful mama, beautiful, beautiful. You gave it all for me. How could I ever repay it all for me? My mama, beautiful mama, you beautiful mama. You gave it all for me. Ever repay? How could I ever repay? My mama.
Come here now, Tommy. 9 months, mommy. Never ever gave up on me. Why would I love my mommy? Blue vegetables for me. Won't do your own for me. I'm my like bakery, send me. I go by, yeah, lend me. Beautiful my mommy. Orekelewa me. Resource for my mommy. Kira for my mommy.
So I've got to check in right about here.
My mommy.
Hey.
Susie me,
Oh my goodness gracious me.
Kira for my mommy.
Sounds of Shoggy Tosh
Komole.
on the Soul Food Show. Played Move by Samuel Medes. Shouts going out there to the Cokers. Shouts going out there to Mike's Quest. So if you are on Facebook, welcome. Shouts going out there to Hazel. Shouts going out there to Lurleen.
When I fell over, you dried my eyes. Were you an angel in disguise?
So do remember, you got to share the links to share the love. Shouts going out there to Angie RCBI. Shouts going out there to my bestie little KK. Shh. You're welcome to. If you haven't had the chance, please take the opportunity to subscribe, and then subscribe again. Send this one out there to all the mummies. Shouts going out there to Auntie Adiola. Shouts going out there to your mum. It is her 90th birthday. Couldn't celebrate it, but I'm sure you guys did the best you can to keep her entertained. So you know this show is super chaos, right? As we proceed to give you what you want for a Tuesday evening. Doing this one by Kingdom Music, featuring my boy S.O.
CT on the beat.
Identity, know who you are, no forget them. Don't be defined by the world now, made by the hands of the master. Identity, burn off the light, let it shine now. Don't be defined by the culture, look to the one who the bless you. Go by the Father, don't you run away. This is who you are.
Shouts going out to Spiky John,
Don't you be afraid.
Demi Dio, Sungo P. Harry, whole crew.
Come by the Father, don't you run away.
Shouts going out there to all the old boys and all the old girls.
Don't you be
Pro Unitate.
You were made for more. No, you were made for
Yeah, my boy Frankie Knuckles. What's up? What's up?
No, you were made for more. There's nothing to hold you down. You need to know the
How is Lady Sue doing this evening?
no, you were made for more. What's your identity?
No matter where you are around the world, this is Musical Mayhem 101. I'm telling ya. Shouts going to from the Double G's.
Your identity is not in a
And of course, the birthday girl, DJ Susie Q. I think if we get to it, I might have a song that you might like.
don't run away.
But I do have my guest coming on a little bit later on. It is Desola of Desola Music.
You after where the sun won't deny ya. Don't run away from the Father. Let him hold your hands up higher. And there's a place for you all.
Shouts going out to Mr. Alistair V.
You were made for more. No, you were made for more. You were made for more. For more.
That's right.
No, you were made for more. There's nothing.
I know there's no Tuesday trivia. I know.
These love for more.
And I am sorry.
No, you were made for more.
Shouts going out to Little Miss.
Attention.
And of course, a mystery lady. You guys used to win all the time. So no wonder you're
Knew you before you were
wondering what's happened to that, right?
This world is broken, but I believe you are chosen.
Shouts going out there to Miss Sadler.
This generation
Buenos noches.
needs somebody like you.
¿Dónde está el baño?
Don't you run? This is who you are. Come on,
Dear.
afraid. No, no. Come by the Father, don't you run away. This is who you are.
I am telling you,
Don't you be afraid. No, you were made for more.
this is as good as gospel gets on a Tuesday evening, folks.
You were made for more. You were made for more. For more. No, you were made for more. There's nothing to hold you down. You need to know this love for more. For more. No, you were made for more. There's nothing to hold you
I do apologize. Everybody waiting for the late lunch show to load up. It's misbehaving at the moment.
and no, you were made for more.
Not too sure what's going on with that website service. They've been really good up until now. So nothing to do with my brother, Mr. Koya8 of Koya8.com. Your site is very good. It's the secondary one, you know. Shouts going out to Mr. Stevie G. I know that you are on the stream as well. Let's do this one. Hope Godwin. And Simply Victor Music. So to all the late lunches, you guys know this was my record of the week, right? I love this jam, man.
Many voices in my head saying things ain't gonna end. When
Props going out into the fourth official. How you doing, sir?
the war feels like life ain't fair at all. That's when I hear a voice deep down inside saying it's gonna be alright. 'Cause you said, don't be discouraged. I'm right here standing by your side. You said, I love you no matter rain or shine. I will be your guide. Your love.
Shouts going out there to
I'm just the
Lavon's Wortham.
in my life.
God bless you.
Your love.
Shouts going out to all my Twitter followers, actually. You guys are doing real good. All the guys out there on Periscope, thank you so much. Jarawu Gambian, I know you're one of the Periscopers.
I can't live my life the way it was, but I'm glad to say I'm yours. I've made so many mistakes in my life. Things don't always turn out right.
And as much as we're in a celebratory mood, we are remembering our brother, Mr. Troy Sneed. He's gone on to be with the Lord. Don't know if you caught just before I came on, there was a special show that was being aired. So
Don't be discouraged. I'm right here standing by your side.
yeah, such a great loss, man. Such a great loss.
I love you no matter rain or shine. I will be your guide. Your love, something about your love that's different in my life. Your love, I walked away, but you still stayed.
Shouts going out to Lurleen. You guys are all on the stream. God bless you guys real good. So let's share. And of course, if we can share a little bit more, you can't overshare, can you? Or can you? Q-Time Calls tells me it's 24 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. If I was on another show now, I would be saying we're getting ready for our Bible reading. Can you believe it? We are already in, where are we now? We're in Ephesians. I think we're in Galatians. 30 minutes a day since we started the late lunch show roster. And we are already in Galatians. How about that? Gotta say hi, going out to my cousin Candy. She's in hot Atlanta. God bless you real good. Robert Ikizue. Haven't forgotten you, sir. God bless you. It's been ages since we see, but I know you always tune in. As do you, Lisa. Thank you so much indeed. Just got to get your brother to join you now. Probably stand a better chance of getting a camel through the eye of a needle, I think is the expression, right?
Gospel's finest and rarest grooves this side of the Mississippi.
Gonna send this one out there to everybody that went to the SO concert. I think that's pretty much the last concert that happened before Chaos took over, right? Shouts going out to a kid called SO.
The G people see you now.
Yeah. Still can't believe God gave me all I asked for.
Sorry, I'm not tweeting, right?
Each time I see you, I just count my blessings, love.
Ay caramba.
Is this a dream where you don't know what happens? Now this is real and I just can't stop asking. Oh, who gon' love you like I do? Who gon' come and pull?
Keep praying for us, you know.
Hold you down when your hope's done.
I need your prayers.
Tell me who gon' love you like I do? Who gon' come and pull you closer? Hold you down when your hope's done. Baby girl, tell me who? Won't you be mine, baby?
Love this jam, man.
I think it's time that we both cross.
Shouts going out there to anybody celebrating their birthday.
Hold my hand and close your eyes. I got a big surprise made for you.
Dave P, if you're listening, get dancing.
Won't you be mine, baby?
DJ Susie Q.
I think it's time that we both cross the border.
Mr. Adeshino.
Go past the other side. Hold my hand and close your eyes. I got a big surprise made for you. I guess what I'm trying to say is,
Lo que quiero decir es que
I don't want to be with anybody else but you.
no quiero estar con nadie más que contigo. Te
I
amo
love you, and I want you to be mine forever.
y quiero que seas mía para siempre.
Know me without you.
gotta say, there's something different about this show. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because it is really musical mayhem 101. I don't know. All I can ask you to do is subscribe, and keep on subscribing. It's your boy coming live across the wireless. Shouts going out to all the crew at Rack Radio. Couldn't do it without you guys.
I got a big surprise made for you. Won't you be mine, baby? I think it's time that we both cross the borderlines.
Rob's going out there to T.
Close your eyes.
T Swan, long time.
It's made for you.
And all the West London crew, locked and loaded. Keeping it stuck, keeping it sticked. To Rack Radio, that goes alongside your boy DJ Val. I have not even got to my Soul Food Daily Double yet. Oh my goodness gracious me. What's going on?
I know it's gonna be joy in the morning time, living life in the moment.
Gotta give props going out there to the kid called Alistair V. That young man discovered a Keandra Lockett song that I didn't have. Featuring 1K Few. Well done, son. Shouts going out there to your mum and the rest of La Familia. Could be tweeting the songs, you know. Too busy enjoying myself. Hey, if you're having a good time this evening, let me know, right? Hit me on the also secret WhatsApp number 07960219366. Tell me what you're doing, what you up to. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. Just going out there to Agnete Zimo. I found out that Johannesburg is only 1 hour ahead of us. I do have to say that those the way that the whole time difference thing is worked out is fascinating for me, you know. 15 degrees in either direction means you're either going up or down an hour, so it's amazing. I am fascinated by time. I hope you've all been obeying your social distancing. Saw some very naughty people around the corner from my house having a bit of a party.
Everybody wake up, it's so hard to make up, even though we get joy in the morning time. Everybody wake up, it's so hard to make up, even
sounds of Keandra. Track called Joy. I think I'm gonna have to move this rotation on a bit, you know. 29 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. Normally, you would have enjoyed your Soul Food Daily Double. I think I'm caught up in that 3-hour thing, you know. That might be it. Anyway, that can be fixed very easily. I will press this magic button and that will bring Barbara with the H. Kelly. I'll say hi going out there to Barbara with the H. Kelly and Brian J. Kelly. But you know when you hear her, this one's called Val's Theme, actually. never too far away. When you hear us singing that, that means we are getting ready for the Soul Food Daily Double. What is a Soul Food Daily Double? I hear you asking if you tuned in for the very first time. That's a very good question. It's where I take one artist who this week is going to be Bimi, and I play two different songs back to back. Although sometimes I can flip the script, but this week, I could not even dream about doing it. The first one on turntable 1 is Our Help, and the second one is a track called Breathe. Something brand spanking new for the original Soul Food Show. I know some of you are original diehards. You're not kind of like the late lunch crew. So God bless you guys real good. Let's do this.
Soul Food Daily Double. Soul Food Daily Double. The Soul Food Daily Double.
My help when I am down, my help when I don't know what to do. When I'm overwhelmed, Lord, let your word be my light and a lamp to my feet.
Oh, you better go off and go and do that, don't want you getting in trouble.
My help when things change, my help when I am down, my help when I don't know what to do. When I'm overwhelmed, Lord, let your word be my light and a lamp to my feet when confused. Hear my cry, oh Lord. Hear my cry, you're the lifter of my head, lifter of my head. Jah for me, Jah for me, Jah for me, Jah for me, Jah for Terere carry again, Terere carry again, Terere carry again. Jah for me, Jah for me, fight for me, fight for me, fight for me, oh Lord. Fight for me, fight for me, fight for me, oh Lord. Jah for me, Jah for me, Jah for me, Jah for me. Every day, every day, every day, oh, every day, every day, every day, every day, oh. Heavenly hosts rise up, Holy Spirit rise up, over my family, for me, over my life rise up, over my health rise up. When I've come to the end, to the end, to the end of myself, fight for me, fight for me, oh Lord. Fight for me, Lord. Fight for me, Lord. Oh Lord, Jah for me, Jah for me, Jah for me, Jah for me.
This is something absolutely brand spanking new. I think it has only been out for about 4 or 5 days. The artist name is Bimi, produced by Evans Ogboy. Is available in all your candy shops, download places, and all those joints where you pick up your music. So as my Q Time Courts tells me, it is 23 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. I've better do this then, if that's the case. Make things a little bit quicker.
Daily double. Food, daily double. Soul food, daily double.
So if you are a YouTube person, if you go over to YouTube, this has got a lovely little video to accompany this. This is Bimi. Track on turntable 2 is Breathe.
Trying so hard will get you wrong sometimes. I've been there. New mornings and chapters make you realize we live and we learn. Life has its moments, and that's how it goes now. But you find your fate. When you feel the weight is pulling you down, hold on, darling, hold on. And the walls are falling all around. Hold on, will you? Hold on. Tell yourself I have what it takes. Can stop moving and step on the brakes. I'll try to figure it out. You have to believe in yourself and just
one of the things I know about the people that listen to the Soul Food Show, you guys appreciate great music. Now, this track was hidden away on the internet over a year or so ago. Can you imagine that, right? Rediscovered, re-aired, played live and direct on the Soul Food Show for your evening delight. Absolutely love that one. That is a hidden gem. So I'm going to play one of the shortest songs you're ever going to hear. Get ready, set, go. Gonna finish in a minute, you know. Oh, it's Nana Margaret Tando. Sorry.
That's what you are to me. Wonderful that you have made me whole. Undeniable that you have changed my life.
It's a very handsome picture you took there, Mr. Stevie G. That's see you got the Walls of Jericho hat on as well. So you know I said I had a song that I think Susie Q would like, right? So it was her birthday. I think she's turned 50 now. Because I was at her 40th, so I kind of remember when that was, and that was probably about 10 years ago, yeah. Or is she? Remember there was one birthday that we celebrated with her. Can't remember now. Fourth official, can you verify, please? So this young lady who's coming up next is actually DJ Susie Q's niece. Released a single, I think it was last year, possibly the year before last.
Always there for them, but who's there for me? Always pray for you, do you even call me?
You know, they're a whole singing family, you know, the whole lot of the, all the cues.
I stay in my zone, same old miss you text, how you been showing on my phone, but when it comes to making actual plans, you're a no-show. Don't have time for the small talk. Let's draw a line under that, pass me the chalk. Looking for my tribe, so I've unsubscribed to anything less than the best. Then what God prescribed, I'll be on my grind offline, strengthening my mind. Oh yeah. I've got my own path and that is fine. No one can say they helped hard work, so mine. Your future and mine do not align. Time for me to write a new storyline. This life is mine and I'm living it. Touch the sky for the thrill of it. I'll be the light bringer, bell ringer. My tribe is waiting for me. Don't hold on to what.
So I can confirm at the top of the hour we will be having Desola. She's just in the green room at the moment.
Because there were not of you. Never slow your pace when you're on the road. Keep on moving forwards, never sideways till you reach your goal. Don't listen to the doubters and the critics, they just want control. Oh yeah. Stop consuming what kills you. That's what the hate and poison was designed to do. They kick you to the ground, pull your spirit down, readjust your crown, tell your frenemies to simmer down, don't wait for their demise, focus in with metamorphosize. I've got my own path and that is fine. No one can say they helped hard work, so mine. Your future and mine do not align. Time for me to write a new storyline. This life
So we
is
say happy
mine.
birthday going out there to our DJ Susie Q.
Touch the sky for the thrill of it. I'll be the light bringer,
You should get your niece to sing this to you, you know.
waiting for me. Oh yeah. This life is mine and I'm living it. Touch the sky for the thrill of it. I'll be the light bringer, bell ringer. My tribe is waiting for me. This life is mine and I'm living it.
DJ Val, playing the very best in Gospels Finest and Rarest grooves this side of the Mississippi.
There is no better time than 7 to 9 with DJ Val, playing those smooth gospel tracks back to back. The way you like it.
Sure, you righty Barbara with a H. Kelly. That's all I do, playing those smooth gospel tracks back to back, just the way you like it. If you join me, you're late. This is not 3, this is only 2, right? Let's do all things work together for the good for those who are called according to his purpose. Angelo and Veronica.
I used to have an anxious mind, but it only helped to get me down. I wasted so much time.
But then it came into my life and changed it all around. I learned that I don't have to be sad. On my face always a frown.
All things
Though you cry tonight,
all things
morning you see the light.
all things
Lay me down today.
all
Get ready
things
for your breakthrough to
work.
celebrate.
They do. All things work together for the good of them who love Him so. All things work together for the good of them who love Him so. All things work together
All things have got to work together, right?
for the good of them who love Him so. All things work together. That's why I'll never stop loving the Lord. No matter what the
So the shouts going out to Mr. Roberts. Yes, that's Shane Roberts. Shouts going out there to you, sir. I know you got something on, but I'm doing something, so sorry.
solution.
Shouts going out to Fabrice. In fact, all my crew up there at Rex City Church in Kilburn.
And forget the past.
Uncle Tamba, thinking of you guys.
Run it no more. All the things that I don't wanna remember
Tiana,
is what he died.
Michael,
Oh,
Alistair,
All things
though
work.
you cry,
the usual crew, man. Shouts going out there to Ty,
Things work.
morning you see the light.
Tony the Duke Ellington.
All things
Lay
work.
me down today.
All
Get ready
things
for your
work.
breakthrough. Let's celebrate.
All things work together.
I started naming names and got myself in trouble now.
So
Ah.
all things work together for the good of them who love Him so. All things work together
All things do indeed work together.
for the good of them who love Him so.
Sometimes we can't see it, but God knows best, right?
Things work together. That's why I'll never stop loving the Lord. Because
I was going out to Mr. Omaji. God bless you, sir. I know you're listening.
That you gotta work it.
by the Lord,
And of course, Mr. Leroy Brown.
remember to pray. We know all
I was thinking sorry about Alistair said about his radio voice. Oh, dearie me.
Let's work it together.
Gotta say, he's been on the radio as long as I have, you know.
love Him
His
so.
word will change your life. Yes, it will.
Together.
Keep my God and share. Oh, yes, my brother.
And of course, he has his own fan base. So, you know, if you want to see him, you're going to have to check out the show on Saturday morning, 7 a.m. till 10, the breakfast show. He is on there, co-anchor, co-presenting with me with his take of the week. Angelo and Veronica, all things work together for the good, right? Gonna play this one by Evan Ford. I think Alistair likes this one as well. Everything's about him today, I don't know. Got Alistair on the brain.
I've been dealing with emotions. You tell me I'm strong when I am weak. Feels like I've been drowned.
Shouts going out there to Chevelle as well, since all I seem to do is just talk about him and his obsession with the radio station. Shouts going out there to my daughter Chevelle and the grandkids as well.
Your hands never let me go. Tell me that you really got a plan. God, I need to know. How I'm supposed to be above when I feel below. Yeah, I'm walking in grace, but tripping in fear. My vision is blurry, I can't see that clear. I need you to hear me, can you just appear? Can you
So you know, if you really like Facebook and you want to know what's going on, right?
the joy comes in the morning. I guess I gotta
I suggest you go over to YouTube, right, and look for Rack City Church, and then click the subscribe button.
comes in the morning.
And then tomorrow around 9 o'clock, sorry, not tomorrow, on Thursday, around 9 o'clock, you'll be pleasantly surprised.
They don't wanna see you change.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Just stay the same. They're my past ways, they're my old days, yeah. I know where I'm going, only moving forward. And when the wind and the waves come down, I'ma keep rowing, yeah. If I never knew fear, would I know faith? If I never fell down, would I know grace? If I never got lost, could I be found? Would I ever know trust without a doubt? I'm walking in grace, but tripping in fear. My vision is blurry, I can't see that clear. I need you to hear me, can you just appear? Can you just appear? They say that joy comes in the morning. I guess I gotta wait till then. I'ma wake up at 5 a.m. I just need to rest in Him. They say that joy comes in the morning. I guess I gotta wait till then. I might wake up at 5 a.m. I just need to trust in Him.
Sounds of Evan Ford on the original Soul Food Show. This is where it all began. How many years ago a guy decided to get behind a mic, play some music, and this is where we are today, right? Gonna play Trust the Giant, and then I believe Desola should be coming out of the green room. Should have her on the line.
I got it right.
Periodically, I'm falling back into these mood swings, mood ring blue. I don't wanna do things. Permanent imprint where the menace sits, callous in his hands till they perish, and they'll swear it comes like air to him. Tone fluctuation, he persists to be imperative. I'm taking care of this, the way I stare at it's embarrassing. Spitting heat like my breast mixed with kerosene, make rappers look like parodies. Big slick, just barely. And with a glance at my stance, future's obvious. Even at my peak, I ain't gon' never reach no prominence. I ponder if it's common sense. Either way, the consequences taking tolls on my conscience. It's why misanthropics is more than just a topic to drop a project. I really feel that what I deposit is being tossed instead of coveted. Know the fans who run it with what we were struggling. Trash is the movement till we done with it.
I got it. Radio probably won't play me like that, but I got it. Hear it on your story. I got it. Know you probably play me on the way home. I got it right. Ooh, I got it. Radio probably won't play me like that, but I got it. Hear it on your story. I got it. Know you probably play me on the way home. I got it right. I can't entertain these rappers falling off. Think I've been plotting in my songs, talking big things, knocking on the door. I cannot give baby girl another thought. If you wanna stay, gon' have to come along. Nothing you can say, make a record, then I'm gone. I can be a man when I'm all done. I can't let you wait, ceiling might not come. She said that I'm back.
So I got some really good news for everybody that's out there. Slightly earlier than advertised, I do have Desola on the line. Desola, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, praise
Hello.
you. I was a little
Yes.
bit worried then. I thought, where's she
No,
going?
yeah. I'm here, definitely here.
Oh, praise God. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Calm. A little calm today. Yeah, good.
Yes, you got a new job and it's been all up in the air at the moment, but we thank
It
God.
is. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Yeah.
But we thank God, you know, you have a job for it to be up in the air for, right?
Yes. Yes. See, we gotta be like thankful for everything, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's true, you know.
Really time for the match. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really understand what's happening most of the time, but you know, God knows best. I always say God knows best. God knows best.
Yeah. All things work together for our good.
You see, you were listening to the show. I was just playing that song beforehand, so yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. See?
Yeah. All
See, I'm
things.
in the spirit.
You are in the spirit, my sister. You are in the spirit. Hallelujah! I feel a revival breaking out. You know.
I am in the spirit.
I feel a revival breaking out. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So, right. So people don't know who you are, but we kind of like first came across each other during, I think, your very first album, which was, I don't know, what, 6-7 years ago or something like that, or was your first
About
release
5 years ago now.
about 5 years ago? Okay, it feels longer, but you know, that's how it was. And you know, you were just launching out your career then. I remember you sent me some music, and I always kept saying to myself, you know, when I get round to it, I'd actually, you know, have you on the show, because I thought it was really, really nice of you. You know, you sent me the tracks, and you know, I played them, and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna have you on the show. But but the thing was, right, I never really did too many interviews, which is a bit bizarre, because up until probably a few weeks ago, I probably only ever did like 3 or 4, and I've been on the radio for how many years?
Wow.
So I was determined to rectify that wrong, and you were part of that wrong that I needed to rectify. So praise the Lord, I've got you here now. So
yeah. That's the thing with relationships. You might not connect the first time, or you might not have to do things with them the first time, but you would always do things with people along the way.
Yeah.
So it's always just good to remain good to everyone and just be kind to one another as well.
My sister, you took the words right out of my mouth. It is always good to keep those bridges open, right? And as I said, I've been seeing you, you know, you've gone from there to up there, and you know.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I hope I see that myself. Thank you.
Hey, listen, you know, we're the ones watching, you know, so we can see what's happening. So, you know, we can see progress, you know, and
thank you.
You know, and as we, you know, I say progress isn't always a straight line. Sometimes it's a little bit of a dip. It goes up, but you know, where you are now from, you know, 5-6 years ago, you know, there's, you know,
definitely.
People definitely know your name. You know, you're doing concerts, you're doing all kinds of stuff. So
yeah.
you know,
Thank you.
God's
really
being blessed.
Thank you.
So, for those that don't know you, would you just kind of like give us a little bit of a background? How did this musical thing all start? You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I go by the name Desola.
Mm-hmm.
Desola, which is typically the name my family members call me.
Yeah.
And I'm from Nigeria. I'm from a Yoruba tribe, a tribe in Nigeria in West Africa, called Yoruba. So I'm just like an ordinary person, and I'm a singer songwriter, major in gospel music and inspirational music. So I started my journey, as I always say, is very different from many people or many Christian, especially when you mention gospel. A lot of people have like generations and generations from pastors, bishop, and you can trail that path. And they're like Christians, or they have a church and you're born in the church.
Yeah.
So my journey was quite different, because I, as a matter of fact, I didn't start going to any church until I was about 16, 17.
Okay.
Because my parents my mom, I grew up with my mother. So she wasn't a Christian. She wasn't even a Muslim. She was just a freelancer, as you. She was just on her own lane and doing her own business, and just didn't really believe in anything.
Yeah.
But she knows there was God, but never really talked about it.
Yeah.
Never really to us about it. We don't have anything. We don't celebrate Christmas or Islam. We just kind of like live our lives. So I think I really got established in Christianity when I came to United Kingdom for education.
Okay.
And during that time, then my friends were going to church, so I started going with them. I know church, but it was only around like 10 years ago or 8 years ago. not far from the time that I released the album, that I had an encounter with God. So when I started going to church here, I was singing in choir because I love music. You know, I love music from young age, but I never really even see myself as a singer. But I know I love to be in the choir and I love to sing and just enjoy the whole vavavoom around being in the choir. So it was about 10 years ago that I had an encounter because I was going through some tough time at the time. And it was quite difficult, especially being alone here because my mom was back in Nigeria and I have a younger sister here then, but I was more like the senior one. So it was quite difficult. And I felt a lot of alone moments, alone dark moments, maybe like many of us are feeling in our little homes at the moment. So during that time was when I had an encounter with God, and it was a time for me to start singing because I just started writing song, and then from there I encounter me and God spoke to me, and then I started to sing. I started to write song, and bits by bits I see that improvement, and I see that passion in there. So I just started do it, and you kept opening doors for me, like even now. So that's how I started, really, in a nutshell. Nutshell.
Well, so right. So I have some problems. Can I just tell you what my problems are? So
What are they?
Yeah, my problems are that just sounds absolutely fantastic, and you know I've always tried to be an aspiring singer, and I've just never. Well, I haven't really tried. I've not tried at all. But you know the way you just said, I just started writing songs, and it just got better and better, and now God opened doors, and now I'm here. It's like, is that how it is? You know, for you, it's easy, right?
No, it isn't. It was it was a like first I had to deal with three things. I had to deal with the issues that I had.
Yeah.
And if I tell you about the story itself, so it was this time, and I remember that day vividly. Having said that, I wasn't going to church at this moment as well.
Okay.
I wasn't reading Bible. I was talking like straight into 8 months or 9 months not have anything to do with Christianity. I was just on my own in my own little room in this dark moment, thinking things are going upside down. And I remember walking through the streets of I'll say it around Wood Green area, and I heard the song called "Flying High." Just like I was singing like kind of jazzy style kind of way. And I'm like, what's this song? I just kept singing that song. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know where it comes about, but I knew that this song, and that particular day I was thinking of myself being a loser. Like, oh my God, things are just gonna never work for you. I was being negative to myself. So I started singing that song till I got to the house that day because I was going home. I live around there at the time. And I got to the house. When I got to the house, I kept on singing this song. So something brought my attention to this song around flying high, shining light. Just do my will, you will fly high. And I'm like, what's this? So then I heard Psalm 46, verse 5. I mean, this is me that I haven't read. I don't have a Bible in the house.
Wow.
So I'm like, what is that? So I went on the internet. I Googled Psalm 46, verse 5. That's the reason I can't forget that line. So Psalm 55, verse 6. So that's the reason I can't forget that line, because it's just something that's stuck in my head. So, and I read it was a time, I think it was a story about David, when he felt that the word was against him, and he just wanted to be out of this world and be alone and be at rest. And he said so many things. When I read that, I was shocked because that was exactly what I felt. And when I read the whole passage, I felt that everything that David was describing around how his word was tumbling down was what I was feeling. So that was the first time in a very long time that I felt that God was around me or something. I felt like, oh my God, so God knows what I was going through. And then when I said, okay, what's this song about then? And the last part of the song was about flying high, because he said, oh, I wish I have a wing and I'll fly away and be at rest. So I was singing a song that says flying high, fly away. That's the kind of like the real lyrics. So I'm like, okay, I'm singing a song. I heard this verse. What's that? So somebody said, so I just thought, okay, maybe God will understand what I was going through. So I just sort of said, okay, God, if it's true that you hear what I'm going through, if it's true that, because I felt I wanted to die, to be honest with you. If it's
Okay.
true that you don't want me to die, I want to surrender my life to you, and I want you to help me. Because
Wow.
I was jobless, I was poor, I was living so much in poverty, and I just hated everything that who I am. So that
Mm,
was how it started. So that's how I started singing.
wow. So okay, so okay, maybe I take my jealousy back now since you said that's how it all
See,
started.
you didn't want that either. No way.
Yeah,
It
you
was
see,
not.
this is why it's good to say the whole thing, because that story,
Yeah.
initially the way you said it, I was like, oh, I said, look at you, you're kind of like Billboard, you're all over the place, getting interviewed, glossy pictures, live shows, and that story just sounded like wow. But now, you've put some, and I think. I understand the reason why, sometimes we feel we don't really want to go kind of like into the nitty gritty because it's an interview or, we just have, well, the word
Yeah,
interview is kind of like a bit funny. I just say we're just kind of having a chat. But, the situation, if you think about it, right, that situation that you found yourself in back then is very much what people are going through now through this period of isolation.
Yeah. You see, like, since these all, I've always, like, most of my song, if you are someone that follows me or that listen to my lyrics, they sway towards hope and saying this worked and it worked for me. And that's why when I sing them, I always sing them with confidence. So since these all issues have been happening, I've been able to draw out lyrics from some of the songs that I've done in the past, because I look to my left or right, I see everywhere, and I see that the pain, the pressure that people are going through mentally, physically, financially, even emotionally, with the loss around the nation and the struggles around. And these are backtrack 10, 12 years ago. This was me in this moment. It was just not shared by almost everyone. This was my life.
Yeah.
So I know, that's what I can say confidently when I go anywhere, that no matter who you are, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you're going through right now, I believe it's not even based on holiness or righteousness, because no one is. God is able and is ready to just pick you up and just turn you around and just make you be the light which He wants us to be.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. And I tell you something else that we found out at Ruach City Church, and I'm sure other churches as well. I was talking to one of my friends in South Africa, and she was saying the exact same thing, that now when we broadcast, we used to broadcast before. A lot of churches are broadcasting because you can't you can't go to church, but they find that there's a lot more people coming onto the stream, a lot more people watching the live broadcast. And we statistics, you can't physically prove it, but there are people on there that may well not be as churched, or people that haven't gone to church, that in this time and season, they've decided to, something's drawn them in. Bible says
I think couple of, sorry to cut in.
No, go for it. Go for it.
A couple of weeks ago, I think there was a news around the word that was googled most on the internet was teach me how to pray, or how do I pray.
Really?
So I think about 3-4 weeks ago, like on Google, like the most common word searched in the last 3 weeks was how do I pray, or teach me how to pray. I mean, there is a personal revival without a revival center going on at the moment. People are hungry for the truth of God.
Yeah. I completely agree, but isn't that just fascinating? That how to pray, people wanting to know how to pray, people coming on to services and listening and hearing about Jesus. And I think, sometimes us as believers, they see kind of like the polished church look, and they see everything else, and they don't realize that we all came from somewhere. We all have a beginning, and that beginning isn't, we weren't all born with a silver spoon in our mouth. We didn't all come from a generation of great gospel singers or great gospel presenters.
Absolutely not.
We've had to learn our craft.
Alisa, I am an example of somebody, like, if you say how do I start, I don't know how to read Bible. I don't know how to worship God. I don't know how to do all of those things. I mean, no one say this like this is how to pray.
Yeah.
I've never had that teaching. No one say this is how to love God. I've never had that teaching.
Wow.
But then I know that I grew up knowing all of that from the moment I say I surrender.
Yeah.
Because we're weak vessels and whatever we want, God just wants our heart. I don't say believe God by force. I don't force it on anybody. I just want you to kind of surrender, because it's not just in church. It's like every area of your life, even at work, or if you do any other business, it would makes all your things prosperous. Even when people are saying there is lack, you will live in abundance. Because not, I mean, that's a subjective word, because abundance is dependent on different interpretation. But you will not lack anything in God, because He will always provide.
Amen. He sure will, you see. Now we're getting to the meat and bones, man. I can feel the woman of God firing up now, getting ready to...
Jesus, hallelujah.
Yeah. Here she comes. Watch out, London. Here she comes. No. You see, and this is the reason why, you are where you are. You see, because when you have that encounter with God, right, and it's on such a personal level that nothing will be able to shake you, because you didn't come because of bright lights, music, because somebody pushed you, forced you, tried to trick you into coming. You had a one-on-one personal encounter, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to. I stopped saying that, because I think one time, when I wrote that song "Flying High,"
yeah,
for another 8 months or 9 months, I did nothing with it.
I've got to play that.
I was so engrossed in writing songs. Like anything that happened, I would write it,
Yeah.
and I never did nothing with it. So one time I realized that I stopped writing songs. I think this is about a year after then. I'm like, oh, I stopped writing songs. And I heard, the ones I gave you, what did you do with it?
Ooh.
So unless you start doing something with the one I gave you, you probably would stop writing songs. So I knew exactly what that meant. So I started, then I called a guy that I was recording with at the time, which I wasn't consistent. I wasn't taking it serious, because again, I was scared. I'm like, who am I? Where is the voice? I was so shy. I mean, I talk now, but then I was like, I just didn't have that confidence. I didn't have any connection. I didn't have any network. I knew nobody in the gospel industry. I knew nobody in churches. I mean, I still don't know a lot of people personally in that level. So I'm like, where do I begin? But then just say yes, and it would keep opening the doors, like even now.
No. I think maybe that's why we didn't have you on the show early enough, because you might have been like, oh my God, he's going to ask me questions. I haven't got any answers. But now, you see, the revelation has been revealed, right? And you look back and you're saying, right, okay, now I get what God was doing with me. But again, you hit something really important. So, because I think it can even happen to anybody, where God's given you stuff, and then you're saying that you want something, and he's asking you, but what did you do with what I gave you? What are you doing with it? Until that finishes, you can't expect to have more if you haven't used what I've given you to use in the first place.
No, you can't. No, you can't, because I think if it's God, it's backed you up, and no matter where you start, it's going to be there. So if it's God, it will back you up. I said, like, if He wants me to do something, I know, because He would open the way. So if I need to go on a new project, I know that I won't really look for the fund. I would look for it. It might take some things out of me, but it wouldn't kill me.
Okay.
But the moment I'm trying to do something and I'm really, really struggling, then I take a step back. I'm like, okay, maybe there's something for me to still learn. There's something for me that God wants me to do that maybe I haven't got there yet. Then I will wait until He says go, then I will go. Because if He's again, this is based, and you said it, this is based on my 6-7 years experience. I probably wouldn't say this to you in 2014 when I started. So now this is a little bit mature Desola on the phone.
You see? That's what I said. The woman has been released. The prophetess is speaking now. Like, yeah, this is what I went through now. Hallelujah. But all things work together. We keep saying all things work together for the good, and God's timing is perfect. And His will is perfect. And there are things, I think, even now, that I still look back on my Christian walk. I'm sure you do, and you think, actually, even though I thought I realized everything, but you look back with more hindsight and with more knowledge and wisdom, and you go, actually, I could see where God was trying to move me that way, or move me this way, or allow me to do stuff. But it's almost like as you go on, you become wiser, and you become more knowledgeable, right?
Yeah. And it goes either way. It can flip all the other way as well. I remember when I did my last event show at Vortex in Acne, and
I saw that one.
really,
You had everybody dancing, didn't you?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was on there and I was having a great time. I mean, I didn't want to confess to the rest of the people that I'm actually having a great time here. So you better join me. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like really loving the whole thing. And right in that moment, I'm like, devil. And this, I'm not overly spiritual. I apologize if I'm acting like that.
No.
Devil,
Be yourself. Be yourself. It's fine. It's fine.
I said, devil, you're a loser. I was saying that right there because I just remembered years back when I was going through that moment. And, I was either praying to either kill myself or something kill me. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm standing at this stage. I'm having a great time. I mean, things were going well. And so if I had died at the time when I was wishing myself dead, at the time, I wouldn't be able to see this.
Yeah.
So sometimes it is a time for anyone going through any problems or joblessness, family tragedy, or whatever. It's only for a time. You'll look back in the future and look back and say, thank God, I'm happy that I went through this, because you're only gonna come out on the other side victorious.
Amen. And you know what? It's easy for people to talk it, but when you've been through it, when you've been like you've been on that, on that knife edge where you're saying, you know what, there isn't worth anything living for, and then for you to be here with everything that you've done, I mean, that's a few good nails in the devil's coffin. That's all I can say. He's probably thought to himself, I thought I had her, but God's plan has superseded and taken away. So if there's anybody out there that's listening who's feeling like that now, and you're feeling depressed, or you're feeling alone, and you're feeling that you can't go on anymore, my sister's just told you that. Look where she's gone.
I assure you, 100%, you'll be better. 100%. If you lost your job, you're gonna get 2 times better.
Amen.
If you lost your home, you're gonna get 2 times better.
Amen.
If you lost your relationship, you're gonna get 2 times better.
Amen.
Okay. If we take it to the Bible, you go 10 times better.
There you go. 10 times. 10 times.
10 times better.
10 times better, man. Whatever you've lost, God will give you much more. We need to play some of your music. I want to play one of your songs. Which one do you want me to play? I was looking for Flying High, but for some reason, I can't seem to get it to load into my thing, so I'm not going to be able to play that. But I know you did send me some other songs, so which one would you like to play?
Yeah. So, which one did I send you?
You sent me Jesus Save Me, Ogenedo, and My Kingdom Come.
So because we're talking about my testimony, I would say Ogenedo.
Well, I think that is an excellent choice.
Thank you. Because it's about saying thank you.
Yeah.
Because I have to just say thank you to God for helping me in my low moments, and still helping me now. So yes.
Amen.
It's going to help you too. I mean the people.
I no, me too. It's fine. It's okay. I too need blessing. It's okay. I too need blessings. It's all right.
Yeah. You too.
Yeah, God's not through with me yet. He's not through with me yet.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to introduce it? I'm queuing it up right now. There you go. You introduce it for me. Go for it.
Hi, everyone. This is my song, Ogenedo. Ogenedo is a traditional language in Edo State, Nigeria, and it simply means thank you, God.
Amen.
Thank you. I hope it blesses you.
sins are washed in the blood of the Lamb. Now I am free, I am born again. My name is written in the book of life. Love, 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 again.
Was Organedo. That's pretty amazing. So, as I said, we were friends before the song played, and then I told you I'm not your friend anymore. So we've fallen out of friendship.
You can leave me now. You can take me this far and leave me on
And
the
then
way.
leave you.
You gotta go with me.
I've got to go with you. Okay, I've got to go with you. And the reason why my listeners know, I have this thing about singing, and everybody knows that I'm not really a singer, but you said, basically speaking, that you've kind of like just developed your voice, you've got your sound, and that was pretty much it, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No,
so let me be professional and say yes, that's it.
No formal training, no nothing, just your God-given talent, and you've just exercised it, and you do it so well. I mean,
thank you.
So how many albums now? 2 albums, right? or three?
Two albums.
Two.
Yes, my very first was Rest.
Yes.
And the second is Intimacy.
That's right. Yeah, Intimacy. That's the one with all the great pictures of you in those big hats and stuff, isn't it? Like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking like a $1 million and then some change, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, don't get shy now. It's okay. We know. No, it's all right. It's like everybody can see the picture. The picture's on the carousel on the stream that I'm doing, so everybody can see kind of like one of your holding pictures. So tell us about your. Sorry, go on.
My mom saw the picture. He was like, "Who is that? Is that you?" I said, "You say, hey."
Now wow, hey.
Now wow.
Yeah, just for the non-Nigerians out there, Nawa. How would you describe what was the translation for Nawa? It's like
Is another one gang?
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I'm just trying to think how you would treat Nawa is like
wow.
Like wow. Yeah. Like wow. Yeah. So people out there saying what's Nawa, but they all watch Nollywood now, so they all know these expressions. You'd be surprised. Everybody knows.
Maybe Nawa is where wow come from. Maybe wow Nawa is where wow come from. Who knows? Wow,
yeah,
Nawa.
Nawa. Yeah, it could be. Somebody
Possibly.
else. You see, now we started going down somewhere else. Let's talk about so first album Rest, second album Intimacy, right?
Yeah.
So what were the different challenges that you had? Because obviously first album, then you go to the second one. What were the biggest challenges that you had moving from the first one, which went well? It definitely went very well. And then now you have to now do the second one.
Yes, so what was the hardest thing for me for my second is I know with life, like when we try to do second thing, we want to do it better than the first. But that created a lot of insecurity for me as well. Because with my first album, I didn't have anything to really expect, because no one knows me as a singer. Like I sing in church, like maybe on a background or a few times, but nothing more. There was nothing to really base who I am off. I've never performed like that in front of anyone.
Okay.
But then I've done few of that in my first album. So I'm now doing second album.
Yeah.
Now people kind of know who I am. And also I kind of have a style or an expectation of what I'm supposed to do. So I began to develop a bit of insecurity around my voice, around my sound, around trying to create quality products, etc. So that was the biggest challenge. I remember I was started to record for the second album. So I was working with a producer. After a while, I started to get really nervous. So I'm like, okay, I think my voice needed training. I think this needed training. I think that needed training. So I was spending a lot of, even I was getting overly stressed out as well. So I remember paying for a vocal lesson for quite a substantial amount. And I never did go, because it just never really worked with my time. And I think I went for one-time consultation, but right in there I knew that it's not something that is for me, because there was just nothing that I got out of it after the first consultation.
Wow.
And then I remember when I went to do the first recording, I took like lemon juice, hot water, etc. I was gushing myself in. As soon as I was going into the studio, I heard the voice like, you don't need all of these things. Just surrender. I mean, let me confess completely. I used to drink a lot of Coke. So I used to drink a lot of Coke, a lot of Coke. So I remember that voice say, drop all these things, stop drinking Coke, honestly. And that's what I did. So I stop drinking Coke, drop all of these things. And that was it. And I recorded all of the album on Intimacy. It didn't take anything more than 2 months.
Wow.
To finish, yeah.
And how much did Rest? How long did Rest take? Well, Rest would naturally take longer because it's your first real time.
I took forever because I was tossing between doing it and not doing it. So I remember the first
so
time
you were trying to be disobedient. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I didn't want to go at all after 9 months, and then I went back, and then I didn't go again. So it took nearly about 3-4 years to finish Rest.
Wow. And then you rested.
I rested after 7 days. After 7 days.
After 7 days, you rested. After 3 years, you rested. That was, you did okay. You did okay. But yeah, that's
Thank
brilliant.
you.
But yeah, so again, it's interesting because I guess with when you find yourself in that place of vulnerability, that voice will start coming back saying, yeah, you shouldn't have done this. This isn't your area. You should have just been quiet and gone back to where you were, right? And then you have to really kind of like be strong and know that God's really put you in that place.
And I beginning to believe, or I know that, but it's so strong in my heart that none of the things that we have on earth are we supposed to do with our human understanding, because we're spiritual before we become physical body being. That we have to constantly or continually remind ourselves to entirely rely on God, because everything we needed to achieve, everything we need, if we just surrender to Him, He would fill us up as we go, even in every area of our lives. So I believe, like, even with my voice, I still don't believe I can sing. I still don't feel that I perform really well. I still don't feel that I'm the best, or I can do better than many, or less than many. But what I believe is, the moment I'm doing it according to the will of God, whenever I hold the microphone to sing, that God's Spirit is going to be with me, and He would push that through to the level of standard that He expects of me.
Amen. There's no point setting yourself, as a leader, you see some people, they're defeated before they begin the task. So they actually, before they've already given up, before they've even started, they say, well, no, it's not really it. But I think that's so empowering what you just said, and so true that God will use you to the best of the ability that you have for Him to get through to who He needs to get through.
Yeah, we're gonna say this is me. It's like even in our world, and some people, I think there's a lot of I hope people get good mentors, but there's a lot about mentorship as well. So if they're saying, I want you to mentor me, and then you're my mentor, and you trying to tell me to lead this way, and I'm kind of withholding stuff from you, it's hard for me to take things from you or learn from you, or it's hard for you to guide me in the way that you feel is best if I don't release myself to be a little bit vulnerable. So I think now even like with children and parents as well, it's just the same thing. So if we want to be like God, or we want to be creative and do the best, there is absolutely no way without really surrendering. And I just do. I think, thank God that I went through what I went through, because it allowed me to get to that stage. Like, I know whatever the case, I ain't gonna die of corona.
Right.
I know whatever the case.
Praise the Lord.
I ain't gonna be homeless.
Amen.
All of those things.
Amen. But you know what? Again, you touched on something else, and you see, this is why I like having conversations and not like structured questions so much so, because you touched on something else about submission. And I think if you have a proud heart, it's impossible. Well, I don't know. I'm sure there's some theological experts out there that would maybe disagree or disagree, but I think where you have pride in your heart and you're not willing to be under somebody's rulership or submit to somebody, then I find it'd be difficult for you to really say that you're submitting to God as well, for you to be able to hear from God, because God speaks through people, right?
Yeah, I think being able to be obedient or surrender is a level of maturity. Not knowing that you're not stupid, you're not ignorant, you're not weak.
I like that.
But you're just kind and patient, because natural mind, it's independent. Natural body don't like to be led. It's like being a manager. None of your staff love you. I mean, no one likes to be told what to do. Everybody wants to be their lives, want to live their life. But knowing, and that's the place of trust, knowing that I'm going to trust you unless you prove me wrong.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen anyone on earth or that God has proven wrong. And even trusting human being is trusting God, knowing that He would order your step, and every single person that He bring your way, even when they meant evil, it's going to turn it around for good.
Amen.
So no matter where you go on your journey, so far I know God is leading me. if it's not working in my favor at the time based on my understanding, I'm going to learn something from it that is going to work in my favor.
Amen.
So I think it's just really is a state of maturity as well, to know that we don't know everything, but we're going to be kind and calm, because if you know, the word itself is a crystal ball. It's not flat, so you can't see everything, but there is that place of the unknown. But just trust and stay calm and gently walk through that journey.
Amen. A level of maturity. That's what obedience and submission shows. A level of maturity, people. So yeah, something just dropped in my spirit, but I'm not gonna say
where those are coming from.
Yeah, but that was good. That was real good. That was, see. All right, so there's a rule I have, right? If I enjoy you on the show, I always say I will have you back again. So the interview is not finished, or we've not finished talking, but I'm just telling you now that I'm going to invite you to come back on again later on in the year. So I'm just going to warn you, because you're just dropping bombs now. You're just like one-liners. One-liners.
You have me for 5 minutes.
You're just dropping one-liners, and you're just dropping them and just going, and I don't even think you realize what God is doing today, but it's really amazing. So what? All right, so intimacy, right? So we've gone from, sorry, what was the first album called again? Rest. All right, so I guess there's a story around rest, and I guess there must be a story around intimacy as well, right?
Yeah. So you're asking me what's the story behind that?
Yeah, and then I'm going to ask you for what the connection is, so that you got 3 questions. There you go.
Oh yeah, wow. That's the, you know, if you haven't asked me, if somebody on the street asked me, that's one of the topics I like to tell people around my music. Yeah. Because before I believe me having that encounter is a place of rest for me, because I felt like I was in a war.
Yep.
And I was struggling with so many things. So when I had the encounter, and just God said, do my will, and you will fly high and be at rest. That's Psalm 55 verse 6. That's what it says. So that's where the title rest come from.
Okay.
So it says, now that you have rest in me, to remain in that rest, you're going to have to build that relationship with me. And it's not any kind of relationship. You're going to have to build that close relationship with me, because you know there's a verse in the Bible that says the hidden secrets of God are in His Word, or He will show you the deep secrets, and that deep secrets, it's where your success is from. So I believe that I had to now work in that intimacy. Daily living is not just something that I would experience at once. But now that I know that is giving me rest, I gotta have to continue to work in there. And that's me building to a place of intimacy, a place of friendship. Because then when I know it is like husband and wife, or whatever, BFF, or I think maybe in the old world now, how you can liken that kind of relationship is husband and wife. I mean, your wife or your husband will know more about you like no one else will ever do. And it's not just the ugly, I mean the very good thing, the best, one of your best gifts, one of your best, whatever your secrets, are you flourish, are you shine. So that's the place of intimacy. And it's not when they get married that they know, it's a daily walking together. So I think that's also in terms of the kind of bond that God wants to have with us, that the moment we start to grow closer to Him, all the things that's causing us to have pressure of life, we would be able to solve them because of His divine wisdom, but not just solving them, we would excel and we would live in our purpose, because we wouldn't know what is His purpose for us on earth, which brings fulfillment.
And that's through the intimacy you get to that now becomes apparent.
Yeah.
So
sorry, it's quite long.
No. That's really good. So the next question is, I wonder what the next album is going to be called. Although then again, I know intimacy is like it's barely a year old, you know, and we shouldn't be pushing ahead to say let's forget about intimacy and stuff like that, you know. But I'm just wondering what the next phase of this is going to be. You probably don't know, so you can't say really, can you? But
what do I know?
Well, okay. Well, if you do know, then share.
I'm not going to say the title, but I'm going to say something around it. It's going to be full of love. It's going to be full of hope. It's going to be full of faith.
Okay.
That's it.
Love, hope, and faith. Okay.
Oh!
Did I just get it? See, flesh and blood did not reveal that to me, you know. Telling
You're a secret agent. You know how to get that hidden secret out of people.
There you go. That's why I do this job, you know.
Yeah, it comes with years of experience.
Yeah, you know, just a little bit of prodding and that's it, you know, your guard's down and before you know, that's it. Now, if I came out with my own album now and it was
what would it be?
Well, I was gonna steal your
From your
idea,
heart.
but I was gonna steal your idea, but you know that's not really gonna work. No, I haven't. You know what?
I know. I think I can guess what it would be.
What would it be?
Like fire.
Like fire? Really?
Fire, like Holy Ghost fire. I
Fire.
don't know, like you're popping, like bubbly. I don't know. I might be wrong. What would it be?
That might you might be onto something, you know. So people go, yeah, that's right, you know. When he starts praying, that's it, you know. You just start going into the seventh heaven. But I do like praying, so yeah, I do get a bit carried away sometimes. But I think it is good. But you know, that's different. And then I'll tell you a problem that I have as well. See, you were talking about the orange and the honey and the lemon. So especially like when I'm praying, I really get into it. And then after I finish, I ain't got no voice left. So you know, like for about a week. I've got no voice, and then I'm coming to do the radio show, and you know, I sound like, and people say, "Stop putting on that voice," and I'm not. I've just generally just like lost my whole voice. But fortunately, it's been in good for the past few weeks.
Yeah.
It's been okay, so we thank God.
I think because all the things that I do as well, I do talk a lot. So sometimes when I'm singing, I'm cautious of that. So when I'm going to be singing, I try to rest my voice.
Yeah.
And I try to not say too much or just be a little bit quiet, especially maybe 24 hours or 48 hours before.
Yeah.
So I think yeah.
Just rest your
Especially
voice.
if you're a talkative.
Well,
Like
you know
me.
what, and me as well. I get tired. I just done a 3-hour show. I'm doing another 2-hour one, and I talk throughout the whole thing. You know, that's just me. But you know, I I don't know what's wrong with me. No, so obviously you like the sound of your own voice. I don't. I just like talking. I think
that's a gift. That's a gift. I mean, some people can't say anything. So
yeah, all right.
it's not like
So all of you lot
they're
listening
wrong.
that say, yeah, you know, so you just heard Desola. She said you can't say anything. So that's kind of that's just
Forgive me.
yeah, that's just quashed everything. So yeah, I'm very happy with that now. So yeah, let's move on. So can we talk, because you know, okay, apart from singing, you're quite a talented young lady in your day job as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So do you just want to share what you do as well? Because I'm kind of like, I think like it's a big deal, but you don't think it's a big deal, but I think it's a big deal. So
So I'm into other things. So I was saying this honestly. I was saying that singing is not really my passion. I'm into IT, but I'm into consulting. So I am into anything to do with security, project management, program management, and also consulting small to medium businesses. So if you want to kind of grow your business or you're trying to expand into a new market, etc. So I kind of consult on your behalf and help you to create what we call competitive edge to reach that market. So that's really what I do. Especially now, I think my focus in the last couple of years have been around security, like cyber security.
Yeah. And that was a bit, and I was saying to you, so I kind of like have a pretty okay, you know, I was in e-commerce for a good few years, so I do kind of like know how the industry is in terms of IT and technology and stuff like that. And I was saying there aren't too many women involved in the cybersecurity side of things.
Absolutely no, not many. I mean, when it comes to like IT itself, it's there are soft. You know, IT kind of have like two aspects. They call it the the soft skill aspect
Yeah.
and the art skill aspect. The art skill, that's when you really talk about the technology, the programs, the infrastructure.
Yeah.
And the soft skill when you deal with people. So that's like the business analysis or the management of projects, or when you're really when you sort of come in an analyst kind of space.
Yeah.
So, but however, that is like 20% of IT, because IT, when people think about that, they think about technology. So that's something that needs to be changed. So in that space, it's a male-dominated environment, because again, doing this kind of work, sometimes you feel like women are committed to being at home, especially some raising their children and all that stuff. So you can't really, and sometimes it can be quite demanding because it requires your time at work, but that's not always the case. So now the narrative is changing, whereby anyone can be anything in this world. But at the same time, when it comes to, I'm more particular even now, and also with our younger generation of women as well. I mean, there are campaigns sometimes about last year around STEM courses, something around science, engineering course, which is really helping young girls. But I'm more particular about helping young Black girls to really get to that stage whereby they can take on some much more technology courses, whereby, because if we look at it even from the salaries kind of space, these are kind of the career that pays more. And if we really want to impact our generation, there is a space for money that speaks. So it's something that it needs to be we need to think about that, and also encourage younger generation, even older generation, because anyone can be anything at any age in their life, whatever they feel like, to really pursue. So like when I go into some of the meetings or like maybe presentations, I tend to most likely be the only one there that look like me or that do similar things that I do. I don't do similar great anyway. I just do something around that area. But then maybe if we'd see more of us there, maybe
would encourage others to be in there as
there
well.
can be much more equal opportunity.
So I know that you really know what you're talking about. So one of the things I do want to do is, and that might be in addition to the fact that we still come back and still talk, because there's still a lot I know we can still dig into about music and then family life and how that's working with church and job and everything else. We can always talk about that. But I did say to you before, I think it's really important to, because I think there is an assumption sometimes from some women that sometimes this whole technology thing is above them, and especially around the security, that that's for them. But it's nice to hear a young lady talking about cybersecurity, GDPR, your personal data, and networks and how to secure things and firewalls and passwords and all that stuff that goes around that, because
you know them. You really know them.
Don't mind me. I used to work and do some other stuff, but so another story. But you're an example, and it would be great to have you on there just talking security, not necessarily for women, but just generally, things that you could say are just good housekeeping as well. I tell you what, we've got that's coming on a couple of days. It's going to be on Rack Radio's on Rack City Church's YouTube. We've got I've forgotten her name now, but she's the head of religious something or other at Facebook. I should get the ad up. Hold on, let me get the ad up. Kingdom Cover, that's it. Pastor Nona Jones. So she's head of global faith-based partnerships for Facebook, and she's a woman, so she's coming on to talk about what she knows in terms of the Facebook social media space, and I think it would be great to have yourself come on and maybe talk a bit about security.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, even with the coronavirus pandemic now, there is a hike in phishing attacks. So phishing attacks is somebody pretending to be pretending to be someone they know that or from your trusted person or company to access your personal information. So I think Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, talked about that, I think about 4 days ago. So I think that's something to for people to be aware of. So people are using the emotional need around what coronavirus has caused to really extract a lot of information from people.
Yeah.
So quite important for people to be aware, and
Yeah.
not just from their financial stance or their data stance, but also even for personal safety as well.
Yeah.
Especially for young children that are home at this stage.
Yep.
And I mean, a lot of the parents are being aware of what they get onto online, because children can be children.
Yes,
So-
they can. Yeah, definitely. I've got a 14-year-old boy, so he was on. He normally talks me through. He's quite, they do teach them, so he's quite up on what we should and what we shouldn't do. But the minute that you said that was your area of expertise, then I thought, it would be nice to have a chat, and because it's nice. No, it's nice to have your perspective, because I tell you what it is. I know people already that do the security thing, but there are some unique things in the way that you will say it that will kind of like hit some people and go, oh yeah, whereas some of the other guys I know, they're a bit, they're just guys that are in the field that can talk the talk, and it will seem as if they're being, they're telling you off rather than it being that they're offering you advice. But but with you, it would be a little bit more, a little bit more open.
Because I'm more from the governance.
Governance side. Okay.
Security,
Yeah.
Which again, when we start talking about it's talking about how people are aware. So it's more about people awareness around security and what you need to do to protect yourself. And so there's a place of you being vulnerable and you will be open to attack or due to errors, and there's a place of a targeted attack. So that's a different ballgame. So it maybe becomes easier for me to explain because of where I come from, which is always looking at it from the human factor.
There you go. So all right, so that's 2 more times you're going to be back on. Thank you very much. You've already confirmed, but we are pretty much clear out of time this time.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's pretty much clear out of time. So what song do you want to finish up on? I've got Jesus Saves, and I've got May Your Kingdom Come.
I'd probably say Jesus Saved Me, because it is important for people to know that this journey, we can't live it by ourselves. And we need to trust on God and trust Him to help us. And sometimes you gotta ask Him. And it's no pride, just ask Him. If you feel confused, just ask Him. If you need anything, ask Him. If you need to sleep, ask Him. He would do anything.
Amen. Right, I'm gonna have to say, Desola, I'm gonna leave you. I know you've been at work and you rushed to come back to make sure that you could come onto the show. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. May the Lord continue to bless everything that you're doing. Take care of you, your family, all those who are connected with you. I'm sure we will speak, definitely. And we're gonna play out with Jesus Save Me. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the opportunity, and have a blessed evening as well.
You too as well. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for listening, all the people. Thank you.
Don't worry, you're going to become their firm favorite. I've got a good feeling about you. That's good.
Thank you. Bye. Good
Bless
night.
you. Take care. Bye-bye. Well, there you go. That indeed was Desola. Desola music. You never know people's backstory. It's funny in the little kind of like conversations that we had before we came on the show. I didn't know any of this, but majority of the stuff that she spoke about. So it's real people going through real circumstances and situations. It's more than music sometimes. You have to see God's hand and how it is working through people to take them from the brink of suicide, not wanting to have a life, to them getting on stages and filling auditoriums and producing albums, records and singles and coming onto the radio, doing interviews and inspiring people all around the world. That's God, That is God. I am so grateful to her. So you heard her, right, everybody? She said she's going to come back twice. Get her to do a security thing one of the days as well. And she's probably being really modest, but she's very, very good. I asked you. You know how when somebody asks you questions, I asked her some questions offline, and the way she asked it, yeah, this is the kind of person that we need to have. So what I'll do is, once we're going to do that show, I will telegraph it. So you guys, maybe you got questions for her as well, so we can really thrash this out. I want you guys to be safe while you're online. It's one of my passions. As much as I love the music and I love everything that we're doing, but I want you to be safe. And if there's anything that I can tell you, or anything that, my guests can impart on you as well, that will make you safe while you're online, while you're enjoying the show, while you're getting on with your day-to-day life, then I think it's my responsibility to make sure that you get it from the sources that I have. Now, I've got guys that are Wi-Fi experts. I've got guys that know about all kinds of hacking and browser threats and all that kind of stuff too. So we're gonna we are gonna look after you on the Soul Food Show and on Rock Radio. We're gonna make sure that you're safe online. You're safe when you come into church. You're just safe all over,
Change your mind. We need you, Jesus. Save me, Jesus.
Jesus Save Me, taken from the latest exploit, as I like to say, from Desola. I'm gonna have to dig out that first album, I'll play that Flying High song. She's got a very jazzy style to her, so if you go over to YouTube and you see her, she's very, very jazzy, so I'm sure you will enjoy her. Saw her, she did a show, she had them dancing on the stage and everything, Poor guy wasn't expecting to get pulled up on stage. He got pulled up on stage. Let's do this. I've got 2 minutes before I gotta go.
She be riding in a Jeep.
So all I can do is tell you that I am gonna be back tomorrow lunchtime for the late lunch show.
Streets. Yeah.
I have my brother Evans Ogboy. He's gonna be we are gonna be having a chat as well, talking all things gospel, all things choir, all things music, all things faith. You know your boy, right? But thank you very much. Thank you very much for my contributors, my collaborators. Thank you very much indeed, Desola. It's been a really great evening. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Remember to stay home, stay safe, and of course keep the faith.
Fresh up in the latest. They never thought that you would make it, but look, mama, we made it. It's so crazy, it's so live. Yeah, I can go on and on because down on the scene. I really hope you ready. So much grace and favor falling on me. Hallelujah, on me. It's what it do. Shower down like rain. I really hope you ready. So much grace and favor falling on me. Hallelujah, on me. It's what it do, yeah.
Playing those smooth gospel tracks back to back.
So much to accomplish.
The way you like it.